to Straight Up Paleo, where we talk all things nutrition straight up. I'm one of your hosts, Christina Rice. I'm a holistic health coach and a nutritional therapy practitioner in training currently living in Los Angeles. I'm also the creator of the health and wellness blog, addictedtolovely.com, and the host of the Actually Adultish podcast.
And I'm your other host, Kara Halderman. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner from Dallas, Texas, creator of careaboutit.com, and co-host of the Low Carb Conversations podcast. In this podcast, we will be discussing all things paleo, health, and nutrition, along with answering questions straight from you.
If you want to submit a question for us to answer on the podcast, head to straightuppaleo.com or email us at straightuppaleo@gmail.com.
Remember our disclaimer. The materials in this podcast are only to be used for advice and are not to be used in place of general medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
If you want to support the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a rating and a review on iTunes. Enjoy the show. Hey, Kara.
Hey, what's up?
Sup?
Sup. Have people gotten the SUP thing yet?
I don't know. Well, hopefully now they have. Hopefully now they have. Guys, thanks so much for listening and thanks for subscribing. You're the best. We're having so much fun in our Facebook group, Straight Up Paleo Pals. I love everyone in there.
Yeah, everyone has introduced themselves and told everybody a little bit about their stories and starting to make friends. So it's really fun. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, Straight Up Paleo Pals.
It's the best. And we're excited because this week we're going to do a really fun giveaway. We're kicking it off, doing a giveaway already.
Of all your favorite stuff.
Yeah.
You know you're obsessed with Primal Kitchen.
Woohoo!
You know you are. Yeah, we promised you a giveaway. So that's what we're doing. What are they getting in their giveaway?
One winner is going to get the keto kit, which includes all of Primal Kitchen's condiments. So all the dressings, the mayo, the avocado oil, all of it. And if you guys follow either of us on social media, you know we're addicted. This stuff is real deal. Primal Kitchen is honestly too good to be true. But
it really is.
Yeah.
So, I haven't had their mayo in so long, though, and I'm dying because I'm not eating eggs right now.
Meanwhile, we were literally just talking about this. Meanwhile, I go through a jar of that probably every 2 days. I put it on everything.
I know. You really do.
I'm obsessed. I need to hold back. The chipotle lime's a little too spicy for me because I am a wimp when it comes to spice. But, oh, man. The regular with cauliflower and salmon. Woo!
So good.
So good.
So good. It's really not spicy, by the way. Christina really is a wimp.
I literally think that the flavor of mint is too spicy.
Oh my God.
I'm crazy. So, but yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, if you want a keto kit, then you need to enter. So what you have to do to enter is you have to leave a rating and a review on iTunes. You have to take a screenshot of it and then email it to us with the subject title Primal Kitchen Giveaway. And then you're entered. How easy is that?
So easy. And you could get so many awesome fats just by leaving us a review.
Yeah, all those healthy fats we love. Okay, and because people don't know how to leave a review. So
yeah, you can't do it on your phone.
Yeah, you can.
Wait. Okay. Somebody told me you can't do it on your phone.
No. Okay. All you have to do is go to your podcast app. And then in the store, search, go to the podcast app and then press search and then type in Straight Up Paleo. Click Straight Up Paleo. And then there will be a little tab that says reviews. And you just click the little tab and then you can write a review.
You guys, I just did it right now.
Yeah. Okay. And then that's how you do it on your phone. And on the computer, you just go to the iTunes store, search Straight Up Paleo, and you just scroll and it says write a review, and that's all you have to do. It'll take 5 seconds. So hopefully you guys enter, and we're gonna leave this giveaway open for 2 weeks. So
yeah,
this episode will be going live on the 14th. So last day to enter this is going to be the 28th.
Perfect.
And we will announce the winner on our social media accounts.
Okay, our social media accounts.
On the
Perfect.
20th. So
let me make a note of that for all you lovely people.
Yeah, we're just doing this on the fly. Speaking of which, Primal Kitchen Culver City opened up in Los Angeles, and I went last week. Did we talk about this?
Yeah. No, we didn't.
I highly recommend. I'm so excited that it's open because I've been dreaming of this restaurant because they are actually all clean ingredients. Like, you cannot eat out at any restaurant and 100% trust it, and you can 100% trust Primal Kitchen for sure. The food is, first of all, just delicious, but they cook. Do you know any other restaurant that only cooks with avocado oil and coconut oil?
Yeah, Picnic in Austin, Texas, because that's where I used to work.
Okay.
Before I did that.
Besides, there's okay.
But that's it.
There's
that's
5 places in America. Let's just talk about that. And all of the meat is grass fed, and it's just all really high quality, all organic, insane. So definitely go if you haven't already. I'm literally obsessed. Already, their eggplant meatballs were insane. So, yeah. What's new with you over there, Kara?
Literally, I don't know. You ever go through life and you're like, what am I doing? What is actually going on in my life?
Yeah.
That's literally me right now.
Truly every day.
That's literally me. I'm trying to figure out this whole technology thing because I've never done that before. And like I told everyone on the last episode, I'm in the process of redoing my website. And I just had the most disastrous day yesterday trying to do that because I don't know how to work computers apparently and technology, but things are going better now. My website is in the works and I redid that little landing page thingamajig. So if you guys, I mentioned my ebook that'll be coming out in a month or so. So if you guys want to get that free little ebook cheat sheet that I'm going to be doing, just head to my website, careaboutit.com, and you just pop in your email and I'll send it to you when my website goes live. That's probably the only announcement I have. Just because,
Yeah.
I don't know. These weeks are flying by so fast.
Okay, I have an announcement. If you guys are in Los Angeles on September 20th and not doing anything, come to the West LA Whole Foods because I'm doing a class on gut health, and then I'm going to teach you how I make all my cinnamon roasted veggies and yogurt bowl, that meal that I always post and everybody's like, oh, so good. I'm going to show you exactly how I make it. I'm obsessed with cinnamon roasted veggies. Recipes on my blog, addictedtolovely.com. But
that's so exciting.
I'm really excited to teach this little gut health class. It's going to be fun. I love meeting people in real life. So hopefully if someone out there is from Los Angeles and you come and say hi to me.
Yeah, that's super fun. I wish I lived in LA.
Someday, maybe.
Someday.
Although I've been really frustrated because I'm really ready for fall to happen. Really ready. And in LA, it's truly so hot all the time. I remember last year I was just dying to wear sweaters and leggings, and I was wearing shorts and a tank top in December to my final.
Well, that's why you're coming to Texas in a couple weeks, and you're going to hopefully experience real fall. Texas actually has 4 seasons sometimes, unlike most states. And yeah, you're coming in a couple weeks. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more fallish.
That's an announcement.
It's nice.
We talked about. Yeah, I'm so excited because I finally booked my trip to Dallas. I'm gonna go visit Kara, and we are going to go on walks and cook food. And we're trying to think of really good things to cook, though. I'm so excited for the pork.
Oh my gosh, we got a pasture-raised pork belly, 5-pound pork belly from our local farmer's market, and we're pretty much just going to make a giant pork belly thing. I don't know.
It's going to be insane.
Know. It's going to be great.
We have to think of other things. All right, cool. Well, should we hop into it? Because we have some juicy AF questions.
We do, and they're loaded.
They're really...
these questions are loaded. You guys seriously send in the best questions ever. So if you have not sent in your question already, like if there's something that you've seen and you're just dying to know about it, or you have a personal health struggle or whatever, just go ahead and send it to straightuppaleo@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, straightuppaleo.com, and fill out our contact form. We appreciate all of your questions. They're really, really great.
Yes, and we are going to try to get to as many as we can throughout this whole podcast, but yeah, we'll do our best, but we're getting a lot. And also, if you do need individualized help, remember you can also, like...
reach out to us.
Yeah, reach out to us. So...
like, don't be scared.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to get through all of the ones we had planned for today, but let's try, because they're really good. So, do you want to read this one?
Sure. Okay. So our first question today says, Part 1. Hi, I'm Christina. I'm 22 and just graduated from SDSU in biochemistry. I don't know what SDSU is.
San Diego State.
Yeah, I don't go anywhere outside of Texas. But congrats, Christina, on graduating. She goes, I've been suffering with terrible digestive issues such as IBS, and I've truly been looking into the foods that I eat and probiotics I take and other supplements. However, looking on Instagram, blogs, and other online articles, every information totally varies. I'm looking how high-fat diets help or to take certain probiotics for certain conditions. How do you know what website is telling the truth and who should we trust? How do I know what Instagrammers and bloggers are truly being accurate and honest, or whether they're just being paid to promote their brands? And then she says, thanks, love you guys. But she has a second part. Also says Part 2. So both of my parents are from the Middle East and they totally don't understand a lot of my health, especially my dad. He has high cholesterol and I noticed the way he's been eating, which is a lot of sugar. He always needs something sweet every night, whether it's a ton of chocolate as well as ice cream and cookies. I've definitely tried to change brands for them, such as getting Simple Mills cookies or eating a ball of chocolate, but sometimes he just eats so much and won't listen to me. He thinks collagen would affect his cholesterol and doesn't quite want to listen to what I have to say. I just don't really know how to reach out to my family about eating less sugar, eating more healthy fats, and just why I decided to stop eating grains and become a more paleo-focused person. What is your suggestion on how I should talk to them? So lots of questions, and I know you have things to say right off the bat.
I have so many things to say that I don't even know. Okay, let's just start with Part 1.
Okay, Part 1.
I mean, I definitely want this to be like conversation between us. Okay. So she's having digestive issues, blah, 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 and talking about how the internet, all the information varies. How do you know what website's telling the truth? Who do we trust? How do I know what Instagrammers and bloggers are being accurate and honest? Okay. Ugh. You guys know.
That's like our response to every question.
This is like why I do everything I do. Because everything that's put out on the internet I feel like is BS. And I learned that the hard way, because that was the same thing that happened to me, where you're struggling with these issues and then you turn to the internet and you turn to your favorite Instagrammers and bloggers and you try and follow their advice. And all I can tell you, I just don't think that's a good thing to do. I'm sorry.
No, but it's not.
I destroyed my body by doing that. And I see so many other people doing the same, and I get so many emails and from people who have done the same because they just did what their favorite blogger said. And I'm sorry, but I know nobody wants to hear this, but this is why there are health coaches and NTPs and nutritionists. You need to be working with somebody, because you are an individual and your body is so different than everybody else's. And it's hard because it's like, I feel like people resist just facing the fact that they need to work with somebody. You know, it's like if you broke your leg, would you just be going to see what the
like go wrap it up yourself?
Yeah, like would you Google how to do it? No, like that's why people who have been trained to do this exist, right? Mm-hmm. And I have such a hard time with what's put out there in the blogging world and the Instagram community, because so much of it, it's really hard because a lot of these bloggers act like they know what they're talking about, and they are trying to be very convincing about it. And if you don't know any better, they sound so convincing, but they don't know what they're saying. Like, and sometimes it's not even just like that they don't really know what they're talking about. Sometimes it's like they're putting out information and saying, this is what you should do, and it's literally false and will make you more sick. Like,
and here's the other thing. Like, those Instagrammers that are posting to Instagram are doing the same thing that you're doing. They're looking at Instagram and seeing other people's Instagram and thinking, oh, wow, like, look at what they're doing. That must be healthy for me. I'm going to do that. They're thinking the same exact things that you're thinking. And most of these Instagrammers, like I've said this before, they have no prior health training, like no health coaching, they're not a dietitian. They are just out there and saying whatever they want to say, and they don't really think there are any consequences to it. And I get it, though. It's Instagram. You can say whatever you want to say. You can do whatever you want to do, but you just need to know that they're not superior to you in any way, shape, or form. And they most likely know just as much as you do, especially if they're not trained. They may even know less than you. So
it just makes me mad how irresponsible they are, honestly. And Kara and I have witnessed, I mean, we like laugh about, well, it's not funny, but it's like some of the things that they say that are literally wrong. Like, I mean, we talked about when Kara came on Actually Adultish, Kara was talking about what the PCOS and putting bee pollen on your smoothies, and you're like,
oh, it's actually pine pollen. I get those two confused.
Okay.
But it's actually pine pollen, and you don't want to do that if you have PCOS, because it naturally helps raise your testosterone levels, and PCOS is usually a condition of like higher testosterone. So that would be a case where that adaptogen is not right for you. And if you're just looking at somebody's Instagram and you see them, like they say, oh my gosh, like I'm putting pine pollen on my smoothie because it's a hormone balancer, and you just follow along with it, you may not get the outcome that you want. So at the end of the day, like, you are the only one that knows what is right for you. Well, and I know that sucks to hear.
No, sometimes you don't know. That's why you talk to somebody who does know. That's my point.
Like, well, I'm saying they need to try it out and like not just blindly listen to people and just do things. Like, you're the only one that's going to know.
I mean, I got so mad, like, when somebody who is a big blogger told people that if you have SIBO, you should be drinking bone broth.
Which is not always the right decision.
It can make you worse. It can make you worse if you have SIBO to drink bone broth, okay? And then she goes, if you have SIBO, you need bone broth.
That's not true.
And meanwhile, big bloggers like announce, oh, I have candida, I have a parasite, and then magically they're better the next day, and they were eating sugar. They're saying, yeah, I'm on candida, I have candida, and I'm like, then why are you still eating piles of sugar? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. And
I'm like, you obviously don't have a parasite, because if that's your protocol, then it's not like, no, I just get so pissed. I get upset. And I want to talk about also just, I worked for a blogger for a long time, a big blogger, and I understand how all of the marketing works, okay? And the sponsorships. And you have to, and what I learned from that experience was that I found out that so many of these other bloggers that I had looked up to for so long, so many of them promote products that they either have never even tried or don't even like or don't use. But at the end of the day, it's for money. And like, not everybody does that, but a large chunk of them do. And I mean, you and I see all the bars. It comes down to this bigger issue of these companies that have big budget are the only ones that can pay bloggers, and bloggers are trying to make a living, so then they promote products that aren't really healthy. And I mean, it's like what happened with like the Pinner test and that, I don't know. I don't know what else, but basically I treat Instagram like I treat television. Like, it's pure entertainment to me, and I don't believe a dang word that anyone says on TV, because I know
that their intention is mostly to make money and to get ratings. And, Instagram is kind of the same way. There are still Instagrammers out there that have really great intentions. Like, don't get me wrong, great intentions, but their main focus is their Instagram ratings or making money from sponsors or the engagement. So when you ask the question, like, how do we know who to trust? Don't trust any of them. Seriously. Like, don't even trust like just what we say. Don't just believe us. Like, you seriously have to go out there and you have to figure it out on your own. And that may involve working with somebody one-on-one. That one-on-one piece is really, really important because you're not going to get that one-on-one piece just working like with an Instagrammer, just looking at their posts.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that.
And this goes back to something that, I mean, this bothers me. Like, all of this information is out there and free, and it's free. Okay. There's a reason why most of it is crap information. It's free information. If you want real results and you want real change, you might have to like pay to work with somebody. Like, because
it's not going to be individualized to you. It's just general info. And you're 22. Like, most of the general information that's out there isn't really meant for 22-year-old girls. And it's not going to be personalized to what you need. It's just not. So you either need to do a lot of experimentation and learn how to trust yourself, or you need to work with somebody and experiment with them, because at the end of the day, like, you and your practitioner are going to be probably your family are going to be the only people that have your best intention in mind. And these Instagrammers with 100,000 plus followers probably don't know who you are, your circumstance, anything about you. And they don't care like about you as an individual. They care about the greater population, like their audience, but they don't know you. So that's really all I have to say is I just look at Instagram like entertainment. I don't really trust what people say.
Yeah, and even outside of Instagram, just on the internet in general, like all of these random articles I read online, like when you Google stuff, the first 800 pages are just, you have to remember that every single person has an agenda. So when you're, any type of information that you're consuming, think about, okay, why is this person writing this? Like, who is their audience and what are they trying to get out of it? Are they really trying to tell me how do they really want to help me lose weight in a healthy way? Or do they want to push me to secretly want to buy a product that's going to help me lose weight faster? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand, like, everybody has a marketing agenda, kind of. So just like, because I'm just like, I don't know, when you Google random things on the internet, I've been down that hole. And I really wanted to address this question because I know the person who sent this in. Love you. You're the best. But I know some of the big bloggers that you really admire, and straight up, like, I wouldn't be trusting their health information.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you that right now. Like, because I know people that you've mentioned to me that you like, which is great. And that doesn't mean that you can't like those people, but it just means, like, just because they recommend doing something, that doesn't mean you take it as the word of God and follow whatever they say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I get caught in that sometimes. Like, I will look at these big Instagram accounts too, and I see what they're eating, and it's beautiful food, and they're giving general health advice. And then I try to apply that to my own life, and I feel like crap. Like, seriously, when I see all these awesome, like, chia seed puddings and, I don't know, fat bombs with all these nuts and stuff like that. And, like, that may be good for a certain population of people. But for me, when I applied that to my life, I felt absolutely terrible. So I can't digest that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's really it. It's not going to be personalized to you, and they don't know your situation. Like, sure, some of the stuff that they say may be good general health advice, but it's free information. And they're not going to give you, like, your best kept secrets or what you exactly need to do for free. So
exactly, that's what people don't understand. So who can you trust? I mean, that's my point. It's like, if you're paying for individualized help, you can trust that person.
Who do you trust though? Like, who are people that you specifically trust most of their information?
Well, what I also wanted to, like, in response to that, like, something I had said was like, honestly, I feel like the kind of the more, not worse, but just like the less curated the profile, the more I trust you, basically. People like Diane Sanfilippo, Rob Wolf, like, you know, like Dave Asprey, like, you know,
I love their profiles.
Generally, like the older generation who's not in this just to be an Instagram star, and also I look at what is their. Sounds kind of messed up, but it's like, what is their full-time job? If their full-time job is to be just on Instagram, they probably like aren't.
Yeah.
Really,
they're more concerned about Instagram than they are your health if their full-time job is Instagram. But yeah, people like Diane Sanfilippo, Rob Wolf, like they have a lot of credentials, first of all. They have a lot of history. They know a lot of actual science.
You don't even need credentials. Like Dave Asprey. You know?
Well, when I say credentials, I don't mean like actual like letters after your name.
Yeah.
I mean credentials, like you've done good things in the world. Mm-hmm. Like you've put good things out there in the world, and as a whole, you've helped a crap ton of people.
Exactly.
And like Dave Asprey has those credentials, like with all of his products, all of his podcasts, like. And
look at the type of person. Are they the type of person who spent like genuinely just because that's what fuels their soul to soak up all this health information and like spread it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you can tell if somebody has genuine intentions when you can tell that that's really what they're passionate about, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, versus just like trying to be on the hottest wellness trend, you know? But I don't know. I just think it's like people like that. I mean, who do you trust?
Who do I trust? Pretty much everyone that we were just talking about. Mm-hmm. I trust Dave Asprey to a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean,
everybody is to a certain extent.
I mean,
everyone.
Yeah, there's nobody that, I mean, other people we love. Like, I mean, we love Meg Dahl, Shawn Miner, Leanne Vogel, Ben Greenfield. Like,
he's a little crazy. Yeah, we all know this, but everything is like, you can trust everyone to a certain extent, and you have to find what extent that is. Like, I pretty much question everything that anyone says that I hear in a podcast, in a blog, whatever. I question it, but if I know their intentions are good, I kind of trust them, you know?
There's never going to be one person who has every single answer for you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's always going to be you. You get all this information in the world, and you get to decide what works for you. Okay?
Yep.
Like, at the end of the day, it's your life. So you have to understand that. You're not gonna find somebody who is magical and has all answers and is God and is going to fix your life for you.
I agree. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Honestly, like, that is just what it sums it up is, I have really nothing else to say, actually.
All right, I think we freaking murdered.
But she had some more questions.
Yeah, let's go to part 2. So she's talking about how to talk to her parents, and I have a few things to say about this as well, about dealing with people who don't really get it. And first of all, good for you. I can tell you're trying the best you can to try and help. But what we have to realize, and I struggle with this too, is that you can't force people to understand and force people to see. And it's almost like the harder you try, the more they're going to resist, especially when it comes to the older generation who has their way of living ingrained in them. And a lot of people are stubborn. It's hard. Or family. I think family I think when it comes to family, they're either much more resistant to your ideas because they're your family, or they're like really, really open and willing. It depends on your relationship with them and the type of person. But I feel like it's kind of one or the other usually. And the thing is that diet and health and food nowadays is almost like religion. Like, you know, like
it is.
You don't talk about religion at Thanksgiving dinner, right? Like, because you don't want to cause and it's almost like you don't even bring it up anymore because people are so protective over it, and those are their ideals, their root values at this point. Or for people like me, like the way I eat, the way I live my life is my lifestyle, and to me, those are my values. And for somebody, I don't even have the energy to argue with. I'm not going to argue with somebody about it, you know? But I just think that what you should do is, I mean, I don't make suggestions unless they're asked for, because that
was going to be my biggest piece of advice.
That makes people feel like you're just trying to tell them what to do, and then they're just automatically going to get, what's the word?
Turned off.
Yeah, like turned off. And I think that the best thing anybody can do is just lead by example. So eat the way you want to eat, do what makes you feel good, and people will start to see that you're feeling good and doing well, and then they might get curious and might start trying that as well. That's kind of what happened with me and my family. For so long, they just, when I was trying to get them to eat healthier, they were just so against it, and then I just stopped trying, and then now they're willing to try more often because they're curious, because they see what I'm eating and stuff. And then the other thing is, something that worked for me was, it just goes back to, I think a lot of it has to do with who is giving the information. And for me, I realized that, for example, with my dad, he wasn't going to listen to it if it was coming from me, because I'm his daughter, and he just didn't want to hear it. And I told him things over and over again. He wouldn't listen to me. And then for Christmas, I got him the Primal Blueprint by Mark Sisson, and I got him Chris Kresser's book, The Paleo Code. That's what it is, right? And he read these books like the day after Christmas, and because the information was in a book and from two men, now those are his Bibles.
He listened.
Those are his Bibles. And overnight he became paleo because he was just obsessed with, and I was like, you realize exactly what's in those books is what I've been telling you for years. And he's like, well, no, they said, he's trying to argue with me. I'm like, whatever. At least I got the information. So you could try something sly like that. Give somebody a book. Sometimes just the same information from a different source will make people more open to it. That's another.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my suggestions is, okay, if you want somebody to do something, first of all, you have to make it appealing to them. Mm-hmm. Like you have to. And if you just walk up to your family and you're like, stop eating these cookies and stop doing all of this because you're going to like get sick and die and I'm scared about your health, like they're not going to listen to you, because it gives them no value. Like they feel just bombarded on, or it's just a negative experience for them. So if you genuinely actually want to talk with them about it, you want to talk with your family, you have to make it seem worthwhile to them. Mm-hmm. Like you have to get to know them, and you like how they work, how their brain works, and you have to know, okay, that will be appealing to them in that way. And another thing about that is, okay, this is going to sound weird, but you can literally leave. Like, I don't know if you live with your parents or not, but if you have like an article that you like, a health article or a health book or something like that you like, just leave it around the house, like in plain sight, and they will open it. Seriously. Like if you just leave a magazine article open to the article you want them to see, or a page of a book open with like a highlighted passage, seriously, it may sound stupid, but people will read it and they will start to wonder, and that can just open up their brains and they may start asking you questions. I am kind of fortunate that I actually have like my dad and my stepmom, they're really into health and they pretty much listen to whatever I say. But I live with my actual mom, who is very traditional, and I don't know. She doesn't believe me because I guess I'm not a doctor. Like I don't have those credentials. So I see both sides of the spectrum on how to give advice. And for people like my mom, I just literally don't give advice. Like Christina was saying, the more you try to push something on somebody, the more they're actually going to resent you. The more expectations that you put on somebody, the more that they're not going to want to talk to you. So I just gave up on that with my mom. And now she actually comes to me and is like, Kara, I have a headache. What can I do to get rid of that headache? And then that opens the door for me to share my health advice. But I do it in a way that it makes it appealing to them. So I always have, what do they want in the back of my mind? Like, this isn't about me. This is about them.
Yeah. You have to realize that if you're just telling somebody, oh, you should really try this, really try that. For a lot of people, to them, that's indirectly telling them that they eat a bad diet and they're doing this wrong and that wrong.
Yeah.
That's kind of like even though you don't mean it like that, a lot of people take it like that. So that's usually not the best approach. And kind of, I mean, another thing, it's really good that you're saying you're trying to switch out some things for them. I think that's a really great approach. Like when I'm home, I offer to do the grocery shopping, and I'll replace all of my parents' dressings with Primal Kitchen dressings. Or the holidays are the perfect strategy. Opportunity. Last year for Christmas, I got everybody a big box of food for Christmas, like condiments, like healthy condiments. And what are they going to do? Like, you know, you're giving them like a present, a healthy present. Yeah, they're not going to say no. Like, and they ended up using it, and they taste it, and they realize it's good, and they love it. Like, I got my parents a big box from Thrive Market filled with like coconut wraps and canned sardines and like the mayo, you know, all these random things, and like coconut oil. And I mean, they're gonna use it because people don't just throw out good food. So that's another approach. But yeah, I also just want to let you know, though, I think that this is something that almost every single person, like everybody deals with this, I guess, is my point.
Yes. Yeah. Every single person deals with this. Whenever, it doesn't matter like what you're trying to do with your health. Whenever you discover something, whether it's through health or whether it's like a religious belief or whatever, whenever you discover anything that works for you, you want to like push it on people because you think it's going to help them, but you really don't know if it will or won't. So honestly, I just don't advise you to push it on people.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
lead
like,
by example.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who's really healthy. Like all of my friends, we all struggle. Like it's just kind of known. We all have somebody in our family, at least one person, if not multiple, who just like don't get it. And that's fine. That's okay. That's their life. But just know that you're not alone. So I know it can be difficult to deal with it, but you can.
Yeah, but it seems like you're actually on the right track with your parents. Like the fact is. You're switching out their foods, like Christina said, and the fact that you guys are actually arguing about things like collagen is actually a good sign. Like he could completely just ignore you and be like, but the fact that he's arguing with you about it means he's kind of slightly considering it, like, or he has some sort of response to it. So you're on the right path. I would just take a chill pill and just not push it on them, but maybe make them food or restock their pantry or whatever you can do that's out of a loving kindness way. Yep. That's about it.
All right, cool. Let's move on to this one. This is a really good question, and I kind of want to just like spend the rest of the time on this.
It's a great question.
Because it's so commonly seen. Okay. So this is from Sydney. She's 21, and she says, switching from a low-calorie, low-fat diet with carbs to a high-fat diet and higher caloric intake. I feel like this is a scary thing to do because I think I'm going to gain weight. How do I not go overboard, and what limit should I put on carbs to avoid gaining weight? And do you consider carbs to be net carbs? Should there be a calorie amount to strive for? How will my body be able to handle more calories without changing or ideally causing weight loss? Also, would love to hear what you guys typically eat in a day. Another great thing I would love to know is your opinion on getting over sugar addiction. I feel like you guys have mentioned symptoms of it a lot, but I would love to know your take on overcoming it. So she typically eats black coffee, popcorn with a bit of coconut oil, grilled chicken, salads, little to no dressing, or has them as salsa. Alyssa's vegan cookies, jerky, carrots, other raw veggies like snap peas, sometimes halo top. Kara.
Sorry, I just ranted about Halo Top on my other podcast.
New Zest, protein powder, almond milk. I basically only eat these foods, flip them around day to day, typically hitting about 1,300 calories as a guess. I sleep about 8 to 9 hours a night, work out almost every day, take Thyroid, probiotics, prebiotics, magnesium, progesterone. Dealt with hypothyroidism and only found out about it by going to a half wellness, half Western doctor in Austin. Low estrogen for years. Suffered from terrible constipation that has now not been an issue, especially from the MAG and ACV every day. Recently had candida after a surgery recovery, and I still think I'm having slight sugar addiction symptoms. Always wanting vegan bites or chocolate or carby sweet things. Eats mostly paleo, except for popcorn, cookies. Yeah. Wow. This question.
I have so many things.
tugs at my heart. I know. So many things.
So many things.
It's funny because she kind of answered her own question in her question.
She really did. A lot of her questions she answered in there. Yeah. My first thing is I read this and I got the sense of a young woman who is just ridden with fear. Literally, fear. Just the language that you use in this email. You say things like, I feel like this is a scary thing to do because I'm going to gain weight. I'm sorry this is a lot of questions at once. I'm sorry that this was such a mess. Like, you're not a mess, Sydney. First things first.
Okay, we picked this question. We picked this question because this is something, I feel like this is like, honestly, today, like, this is such a typical situation. This is like so classic.
It
like,
is.
This comes in over and over again. So it's like, don't apologize. So many people are dealing with this exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. So there's no reason to apologize. Yeah. And I don't want you to think that you're a mess. Like when I read that and you said, I'm sorry, this is such a mess, that just like struck at me because you're not. You're perfectly fine just the way you are. You're doing your best right now. And that's okay. You're looking to improve. Like just get that through your head and move on, that you are fine. Okay.
You're doing better than most people because most people are in the situation you're in and they don't recognize that anything is wrong and they don't look for help. And by sending in this question, that tells me that you care enough about yourself and you're looking to find a better solution. So you're already doing much better than most people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're already better off, but I can tell there's just a lot of fear here. Like you're scared to gain weight. You're scared of eating fat. You're scared of calories. And I'm going to encourage you to really look into that, into your fear. Like, why are you scared of gaining weight? And what is contributing to that fear in your life? Is it that you're scrolling through Instagram all the time and you see these perfect bodies or whatever, and you want to look like that? Do you watch a lot of reality TV and take it really seriously? Like, why do you feel this way about yourself? I just really want you to resolve that fear before you move forward with your diet, or else you're just going to be restrictive throughout the whole process. Mm-hmm. Like you need to resolve and squash that fear as soon as you can, because you're eating 1,300 calories a day.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. Like
it's not enough. It's not enough.
No, and you have thyroid issues. Like you said yourself, you have hypothyroidism, you're taking Nature-Throid, and a lot of us in this health space know that by chronically undereating for a very long time, you downgrade your metabolism, your thyroid is also downgraded. Now you can't convert your hormones properly, and it's just a whole host of issues. So, but you do recognize that you need to eat more. Like in your questions, you're saying like, I want to go higher fat, all this stuff. That's great. And you need to eat more calories, like for freaking sure, 100%. But I'm not going to tell you a calorie amount that you need to eat because I don't know enough about you, first of all. And I don't really believe in counting your calories. But I do think that you can start to eat more fat and more protein and more things coming from real food. Like you're eating things like salad and chicken and a little bit of dressings and salsas, but it still looks like you're reaching for snacky things like the treats and the protein powders and such. And I think if you just kind of threw those things out the window and focused more on real food, like real protein sources, chicken, meat, whatever, eggs, tons of vegetables, and being liberal with your fat, you would see a lot of improvements and you would never have to count calories. Never.
Yeah. Definitely, girl, you need more calories. You need more healthy fats in your diet. Like this, I'm wondering if she actually has a thyroid issue or if, like, you create these issues. Like you look and I'm wondering what your weight is.
Well, she's on Nature-Throid, so somebody had to give that to her.
I know, but
so she must have had something tested.
But it's like, for example, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, put on thyroid medication when I wasn't really that wasn't the issue. It was because I was so underweight and overexercising and not enough food. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a deeper issue than like just your thyroid.
And like, I'm wondering, I don't know how much you weigh. Do you really have weight to lose? You know,
That's what I'm wondering.
It's really hard because I don't know what situation you're in, because a lot of girls want to lose weight and they don't have any weight to lose. And you're driving yourself to the ground, and the less you eat and the more you work out, you're just putting yourself in this cycle. And you, like Kara mentioned, you've downregulated your metabolism so far, and you have to get it back to normal, and you have to exercise less and eat more. Like, that's literally what you have to do. And
exactly. Or exercise smarter. I don't know what type of exercise you do, but you do need to eat more. 120 million %. 1,300 calories isn't going to cut it for, I want to say, like, anyone. Seriously.
Yeah. The thing is, like, okay, this is the thing. I don't think you cannot be afraid of weight. Okay, first of all, weight and health are not the same thing. And right now you need to be focusing on your health. And if you're somebody who actually is overweight, then honestly, you will probably lose weight if you start eating more and exercising less, and you heal your thyroid and, like, heal your metabolism.
But that's if you're truly overweight. That's truly a lot overweight, of people. Okay? A lot of people think they're overweight, but you're not.
Yeah, if you gain weight by fixing this, then you probably needed to gain weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably did.
It's so sad to me that so many people who are underweight think that they need to lose weight. Like not everybody needs to lose weight. That's just something that's put out in, like, our society. We've all been brainwashed to think weight loss is everybody's goal should be weight loss. And that's back to what we were saying before. That's all just a marketing thing. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody's marketing to your insecurities. Okay, you have to understand that. So you need more healthy fats, more protein sources. You need substantial meals. You need to feel full. Like, I'm just imagining you. I bet you don't feel full after any meal, you know, like, but your body needs fats to function. Like, your brain is mostly fat. If you want your brain to work, you need healthy fats in your diet. You need fats to create the hormones in your body that are going to make your body function properly. And if you
and she has low hormones already.
Yeah. And anybody, like, hormone balance is the key to weight regulation. Like, the key to a balanced weight is balanced hormones. And your hormones are not balanced. So if you want to be at a healthy weight, that's going to require balancing your hormones, which is going to require more food, fats and proteins. Man, this, and the other thing I wanted to tell you is, I think that she's scared of all this because she also feels like she has sugar addiction, right?
Right.
And this is the thing. You have candida, okay? You have to address your candida to get rid of the sugar addiction. So that means going on an anti-candida diet, but also it means taking certain antifungals, going on a supplement protocol to kill the candida, doing things to de-stress. You need to be going on a protocol to heal the candida. I think that this is another thing that kills me, is people are so hard on themselves about the sugar thing, when a lot of the times it is because of a deeper issue. There is something in your stomach that's making you feel like a sugar monster. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it's insane because people they blame themselves. Right. And like, don't blame yourself.
You have candida.
Yeah. Like, you have candida. It's our food system. I mean, when I have candida, I will eat 5 million cakes. Like, you've just, like, candida turns you into this ravenous cookie monster. I swear to God.
It's true. But here's the other thing. Like, yes, you have candida, and seriously, you will crave sugar. Like, and that's it. You will. Mm-hmm. But you're also not doing yourself any favors by eating these low calorie, low fat foods. So you're kind of in this cycle right now where, like, you have candida and you're going to crave sugar anyways, but you're not helping yourself out because all you're eating are vegan bites and chicken breast and salad with no fat whatsoever, and protein powders. So you got to get more fat in the diet. And yeah, you can start slow. Like, it depends on what type of person you are. If you're like an all or nothing type of person, then you can just say, F it, I'm going all in and like eating all of the things. That's totally cool. But if you're not that type of person, then I would just say start slow. Add a tablespoon, yes, a tablespoon, that may be a big thing for you, of extra fat to your meals, every single meal. Just add a full like heaping dollop. Like, that's a good way to just ease into your fats a little bit more. Choose fattier cuts of meat, chicken thigh instead of the breast. Maybe eat some bacon, like you have to sneak some more fats in there. Eat avocado. And she also says that she's cycling the same foods over and over again every day. And there's just a lot of restrictive mentality that's happening here. And I really encourage you to let that go. Really, you have to let that go. If you want to get better, if you want to regulate your thyroid, really regulate your metabolism, and stay mentally sane, you need to let that go. And if that means that you have a time period where you eat whatever you want in however many quantities you want, then do it. Like, most of the time when people do that for a week or two, their body is so sick of eating so much food after a couple weeks that you're kind of like, okay, I now understand. You can start listening to your body better. But we have to lose the restriction.
Yeah.
And you're so young. Like, if you do this now, you will be so healthy and happy later on in your life. This could be huge.
Yeah. And you have to realize that you've basically put your body in starvation mode. So this is what's ironic, is a lot of people do this. A lot of people undereat, overexercise, they're afraid of the fat, blah, blah, blah. And they don't realize that it's because they want to lose weight usually, right? And they don't realize that they're just making it worse, because what you're doing is just putting your body in starvation mode. And so when your body's in starvation mode, it never thinks it's going to get food, and it always thinks it's going to be overtrained. And then everything that you put in your body, it doesn't like metabolize properly, and it wants to just store it as fat, and it wants to gain weight, Mm-hmm. So you have to teach your body that, no, I'm not going to undernourish you. No, you can always depend on me to give you enough fuel. You can depend on me to not overwork you. You have to teach your body again to trust you, because right now it's just freaking out. It's in starvation mode. Like, you need to get it out of starvation mode, and you do it now while you're young, because
it doesn't get any easier.
It gets just harder and harder. When you're older and you're in this situation, it is much harder to bounce back from this, because the truth is, you could probably just eat all the food right now, stop exercising, and your body probably won't change that much because you're 21. When you're 35, 40, 50, and you're in this situation, your body isn't as easy on you because you've been punishing it for so long, and it's just not as easy to get out of the cycle. Mm-hmm.
So start now. And I don't know, there's just a lot of restriction happening, and that's the only thing that really jumps out at me. And I don't think you're ever going to improve or get to ideal health until you mentally align like what you want. Like, you have an outcome. You have to align your thoughts and everything you do with that outcome. And if your outcome is to be healthy and to not be crazy about food, then you have to align your actions with that and how you speak to yourself as well. And right now you're telling yourself to be restrictive. Right now you're telling yourself you're not worthy, that you're sorry, that you're a mess. Okay? And if you keep telling yourself that, you will not get to where you want in your optimal health. You have to start appreciating your body and what it's done for you. The fact that you're eating 1,300 calories for, I don't know how long you've been doing that, but if you've been doing that for a while and your body is still like functioning normally and having normal processes, and then that's great. Like, you should be appreciative that your body has gotten you this far. You have to start talking to yourself a lot more kind and eating more real food that is calorically dense, but also nutrient dense at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Also, going back to focusing on the real foods, like, why are you picking Halo Top? Honestly,
I don't even want to get into Halo Top.
Don't pick Halo Top. Anything that's 150 calories for the whole pint is BS.
It's a scam.
If you want ice cream, you need to get full fat coconut milk ice cream. That's what you need to
girl.
get.
Like, I'm not telling you to not eat ice cream. Go buy some Cocoa Bliss ice cream, full fat. Make it yourself. Like, I don't care. A grass-fed dairy ice cream if you can tolerate. Like, whatever. But do not eat Halo Top. You know that Halo Top is mainly water, disgusting whey protein powder, and artificial erythritol sweeteners and natural flavors. It's literally like flavored protein powder water. And it's just tricking your mind, tricking your brain into thinking that real nutrients are coming because it's so heavily sweet, but you're not really getting anything from it. And once again, you're fooling your body.
I also do think, though, that I really think that you need to address your candida. I really think get a practitioner and address your candida, because I just know from personal experience, I think that also can be a big roadblock for people getting out of this cycle. Like, that cycle is hard enough to get out of just being in that cycle, but when you have candida, it's even harder, because when you have candida, you're just craving sugar, and because you're so upset that you can't stop craving sugar, it like you get so mad at yourself, you know, even though you shouldn't. You think, oh, like, I need to just restrict now, and because you know that you're still going to crave the sugar later, and you know that you're going to want to eat the ice cream later, that you restrict earlier. You know what I mean? It's like even harder to get out of the cycle. And I think that, I know for me, like, when I fixed my candida the first time, it was like a whole new world, and I wasn't craving sugar anymore, and it was so much easier for me to like not be afraid of higher calorie foods and like real foods.
So I agree. You need to address the candida too, because that's doing something within your gut. And we talked about this on a previous episode, where the state of your gut really affects your brain health and your mental health as well. So all of this really plays together. If you can fix your gut, if you can eat more nutrient-dense, calorie-rich foods, and you can tackle where all this fear is coming from. Of course, don't do this all at once, baby steps, and you're going in the right direction. If you can do all of this, seriously, like, you're going to have an awesome, awesome life ahead of you. You're so young, and you're already doing so many things right. It's just about taking those first steps in the right direction.
She also mentioned that she struggled with constipation. And honestly, that's probably from undereating and overtraining, which led to the hypothyroidism, which all contribute to constipation, because constipation is linked with all of those.
Yeah.
So
it is
something to think of. So small steps, but hopefully that gives you a few ideas of things to tackle. You can get out of this. And like Kara mentioned, I think that the most important thing, like everything in your health, is your mindset. So
yeah, it is. And I think, once again, working with a practitioner can be beneficial on both ends. Most nutritionists are educated, like NTPs or health coaches or whatever. They're educated in at least some aspect of that mindset piece. And they understand that you need a good mindset in order to get healthy. So I really think you could benefit with working with somebody. You said you're working with a half naturopath or something like that, like a half natural, half Western doctor. I don't know. But if you're not seeing the results that you want, maybe get a different practitioner and start to look inward a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that's good advice, especially because even if you're working with a half wellness, half Western doctor, the problem is I never just work with a naturopath. I would always have somebody to deal with diet specifically, because naturopaths are dealing with like so many more patients and such bigger picture issues, and it just helps to have somebody else who's just focused on the food, the exercise, the mindset. Like, because naturopaths do their best, but at the end of the day, they don't have the time to sit there and like, I mean, because honestly, holistic nutritionists are like half therapist. Like, let's be real, right?
We really are.
But naturopath, like, I mean, half of my job I feel like is therapy, and that's totally fine. But that's what I love helping people with. But like, naturopaths and doctors like that's not their thing. Usually,
it's
they
usually
just don't have time.
not.
They have so much going. Like, they are, like, that's not,
Well, that's why I work for a functional medicine doctor, and he hired me to be the nutritionist to walk people through their diets because, he has so many patients and he wants to just make sure that their overall success and like their success with their supplements and they're progressing. But me, like I dig into more the nitty gritty details. So you may need somebody else to help you along your journey. And that's really all I have to say about that question. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay.
I think we did it. So yeah, we definitely don't have time.
We're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time. But thank you guys so much for the questions you sent in. We have so many good ones. Keep sending them in. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher. It's totally free. Please tell people about the show. It means a lot to us. And join our Facebook group, Straight Up Paleo Pals, and make sure that you enter the giveaway, the Primal Kitchen giveaway.
Remember to enter the giveaway. All you have to do is leave a review and then screenshot it and email it to us with the subject line Primal Kitchen giveaway. And boom, takes 5 seconds. Okay, more like 2 minutes, but still takes 2 minutes. And that's it. And you could get a bunch of free, really cool dressings. And as always, if you need to work with somebody, we're here for you. Just send us a message or however. I don't know how you want people to contact you, but
email
people,
me. Don't DM me.
Don't DM Christina, but you can email me if you want. It's on my Instagram. My Instagram is @Kara_boutit. And yeah, just don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah.
We care about you.
All of our info's in the show notes too. So yeah, thank you guys again for listening. And we will talk to you again next Thursday.
See ya.
Bye.